Good after evening, friends. It's another epic review by yours truly, Hot Rod. This time I'm doing Universe Onslaught. He's really cool and big and chunky. He's a very cool toy in this mode. I really like him an awful lot. Could I say really anymore? As you can see, the colour scheme is quite similar to the G1 model. Design wise, he's got 6 black chunky wheels, one of which has a little motor here, which I'll explain in a moment. He's got these kind of teeth things here, which you can bring down to scoop your enemies with. He's got translucent orange lights here on the front, translucent orange lights on the top which light up, translucent orange lights again on the back with red tips here for siren lights, I guess. And there's not really much else colour wise. It differentiates on certain pieces of armour. It goes from this kind of police military kind of colour combo into this kind of greenish yellow, kind of mustardy sparkly sort of thing. Actually, the whole finish is quite sparkly. I'm not really sure why, but it does have a kind of a sparkly, grainy sort of finish to it, despite it is very glossy, as you can see. And then he's got some tampos on him. He's got SWAT on the side here and on the other side and on the top. And then he's got Monzo here, 12782. This is a reference to a fan. Monzo is someone who apparently a lot of the guys over at Hasbro rely on. Apparently he's very good at getting really obscure information together for the Hasbro guys, such as copyright names and things like that. So this is the second time they've made reference to him. I'm not entirely sure what the first time was, but anyway, this is the second time. Design wise, he's very good. He doesn't have any tells that he's a Decepticon. There's no logo showing anywhere, which is nice. I also really like, and it was something I liked about this movie, was they were like using a figure of authority and protection. That kind of mold for a Decepticon is brilliant. It's, they did that with Barricade and they're doing it here. He does roll pretty well. This wheel doesn't roll very well, but there is a reason for it. There's actually a rubber kind of line along it which is supposed to give off this noise, which I guess is supposed to be the engine running. It ain't great. You do really need to push them down to pull it off. The turret spins, though it only goes so far. And these little plastic guys, which are light grey, they're kind of a soft plastic. They do pop off, but they clip back on really easily, as is becoming the case with Transformers these days. Also on top, this grill plate here pops off to become a shield for Onslaught, which is very nice indeed. And you can actually, there's a little tab here with an arrow on it. If you push it down, you get that noise. You also get that noise, which is a terrible noise. It'd be great, actually. This siren would be good if it was looped, but it's not. And if you look carefully, you'll be able to see that there are lights here and here where the kind of gun shafts are. So that's really it. It's really nice, it's really heavy, and it looks really good. I think it's pretty suitable for Onslaught, especially considering he's like a military tactician. They kind of went against the fact they didn't actually use a military vehicle. And one quick transformation later, and you've got Onslaught, Universe Onslaught. Now, Universe Onslaught is one of the figures that works extremely well, because they more or less did a huge overhaul on an existing figure who really didn't get, he got a lot of love in the respect of there was a lot of versions of him released, but they were all the G1 mold, and they were all in different colour schemes, some of which were just absolutely horrendous. But what they managed to achieve with this guy is to retain the same dynamics of the original figure while giving him something fresh and new. You can't look at this and not see it as Onslaught. The only other character you could maybe see this as is G2 Clench. I digress. They did a fantastic job on this figure. He's a fantastic figure. This and Prowl were my first Universe purchases, and I just fell in love with this guy. He doesn't come with an awful lot of features, but the features he does come with are really, really nice. Now the paint scheme is where we'll start. Nothing has really changed because, you know, it's going from one mode into another mode, and they don't really do shell formers anymore. But he does have a lot more black and a lot more red showing. There's also a lot more of the kind of this kind of greeny, yellowy, metallic sort of thing to the front. This Decepticon logo has shown up. It's tampoed and it's big and purple, and it kind of looks like a tattoo of it because it's a single placement and where it's placed. These can move if you want to get the blades out to get them a kind of a Road Warrior look, but I like to leave them in. Unfortunately, the turret doesn't come up over his shoulders, which is, I think, it was a kind of a missed opportunity, but that's just my opinion. Now, here's where things get a little bit interesting. Mine actually suffers a bit of quality control issue on the head. If you look closely on, we'll bring it up as close as we can. If you look closely there, he's got a silver side to his head, but if you spin him around, he's missing part of the silver on his head. Now this bothered me at first, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought it added a little bit of character to him. Maybe like chipped paint or something like that. And really, it wouldn't be that hard. The head mold is simple enough that you could get away with just painting that really simply. But it doesn't bug me enough. I think it just makes him a bit more unique. And Onslaught is nothing if not unique. The head mold is beautiful. It's practically identical to the G1 design, maybe given a little bit more authority, more like a general or something. And you know, that's the kind of figure. You can do some nice poses, but we'll do some of those in a moment once we show you some of the features. Now the arm does come out. Unfortunately, the way it's placed, it's kind of fist out, so you know, you can twist it like that, but because of the way it's kind of built, it doesn't look too great. I mean, he looks great when he's stood like that, very kind of authoritarian. There we go. And that's, you know, it is pretty cool, and it does, like, this doesn't really hinder it so much because it does suit the mold. He's a big bulky badass, you know. He does come with a flip out pistol here, which flips out like so. And you can give him the kind of, you know, the wrist blaster kind of, I'm going to shoot you in the face kind of poses there. And what's really also quite nice is he has this little stub right here folded into his arm, which you can pull out. The reason you can pull it out is because it clips the shield into place, thus, which I think is absolutely fantastic. It really adds to the kind of idea that on the box it kind of says he doesn't really like going out into the battlefield, even though he does go out sometimes. He prefers to kind of be the mastermind general in the back. But this really, I think, adds to that. You know, he's got a shield for protecting himself and stuff like that. And I really like how it's got a grid running through it, because it kind of means that you can have the shield up and he can still kind of see through it, how well that's coming out there. All the time, shooting you underneath with his gun mounted to his arm, because he'll shoot you in the face. But I think this is one of the ones that really succeeds very well. I really like the look of him. I think he's a definite must-have for the collection if you're collecting Universe figures or Classics figures. Really, this is a fantastic toy. He's big, he's immense. He's not one of the taller Ultras. He's kind of on a par with Powerglide, whereas kind of Darkwind would be quite taller. But then again, Darkwind can afford to be a bit taller. He doesn't have as much shit to hide. This guy is really good, nice and bulky and broad, and it captures the character very, very well. So I really would recommend him. I absolutely love this guy, and you can see, like, there's not an awful lot of kind of kibble to him. Everything that you get in the vehicle mode is there in robot mode, and it's used really well. So yeah, I would highly recommend him. Okay, that's for me another fine review. I'm happy with that. I hope you're happy with that. Now I'm going to go get some sleep because I've got a big day on Saturday, and all the toys are going to make me all tired and sleepy later on in the day. So I will tune in with you again soon with another review. Take care. Bye.
You don't have to be crazy to do this, but it sure helps.